Sapiens, a graphic history, the brief and birth of humankind. Let's get started. So for the humankind of history, we have always been sapiens. So let's see how we do in this new graphic version. Let's see. Alright, Sapiens. Now, a while back, I created a video on the book by Yuval Noah Harari called Sapiens. And still the same thumbprint. And I was so intrigued by it that when I learned that there was a graphic version of it from 2020, which was like years later the Sapiens original book really was published, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna read it. So how did it work out? Well, let's just see how Sapiens are in this episode. And it's not about cats, so you should go away. Okay, you're too cute, you can stay. Sapiens. Dun, 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 dun. Now, for all of my history videos, whenever I talk about the beginning, I always start with a Big Bang. And Big Bang is one of the most important scientific results and the most accepted scientific theory in the whole wide world. At least that's what we think it is. We don't really know if the Big Bang is real or not, but there is a lot of evidence again saying that the Big Bang was real, so we'll just assume that it is real. For now, says the Book of Monsters. Yep, I guess that's about it. And now, it's going to be a bit of a hard time for Sapiens and graphic history to talk about because it's longer than the Sapiens book at all. I mean, it also has a lot of drawing, which makes me really want to study it a bit more. But we don't have that much time. There are a lot of human species, and I don't mean like Chinese humans, American humans, South American humans, European humans, English humans, and yeah, so on and so on and so on and so on. I don't mean it by that. When I say like species of humans, there used to be 6 species of humans. 5 of them disappeared. One of them, us, is still here. Who rules supreme? And it's the title of this book, Sapiens. So heavy. Anyone gonna let me a hand here? Oh, yeah, anyways, for this Sapiens book, there are some things that I will say is kind of intriguing. It gave me an idea on how the world works and why it's like this, but I just don't get one idea, so how come there's only one of us when there used to be 6 of us? How come there's 1 species of us now and 6 species back then? I used the dummy version and then the actual version. And this book actually told me all of that. We don't know. That's actually the answer. And I'm pretty much satisfied with that answer. And even with this little card game that YUVAL himself created, I'm guessing, about the 6 species of the hominids. I'm studying these cards very closely, and they are as true as they did on mine. Well, like Wikipedia sites. The Wikipedia sites I went to. Yeah. Oh well, this is one of the best ways we could probably experience it. This book tells us about the real life of a university and how people even talk about it. And basically, look at this, what the explanation was, and then they were like, what the heck? They were like, what the heck? And YUVAL and his nephew, and like, what the heck? And then they finally got their answers in a simplified historical format. But all the science, I pretty much skipped that part. Anyways, there are some things we might need to see in our whole wide world. For one thing, this is a good way, like how we've experienced in the book, The Cartoon History of the Universe. And of those who actually watched and liked my Larry videos, then don't worry, the Larry series is dead. I'm pretty much going to probably do all the books that Larry wrote. But anyways, jumping this away, let's get back to Sapiens. For Sapiens, there is a very distinct feature between this and other books. And let's bring up The Cartoon History of the Universe again. Let's compare and contrast these two books. And since this video is about Sapiens, let's start with Sapiens first. Mr. YUVAL Noah Harari explains everything in a more, I guess, detailed format. He talks about the chemistry and gossip, and even uses some fictional characters too. I mean, Dr. Fiction is one of my favorite characters from this book. He always has words flying around him. And even his team of superheroes, like fiction stories, are also plain awesome too. Except they're all just concepts, so that's the unawesome part. While Larry in The Cartoon History of the Universe explains everything in a funny way, in black and white, so I'm pretty like, what is what? But he does a pretty better job with the cartoons, though, in my opinion. He makes it all funny, and even makes literal things into funnier things, which might be the reason why people like this book. He has a time machine, while YUVAL does not, and I guess that is one of the reasons why some people like the Cartoon History of the Universe history books better than the Sapiens history books. But right now this is about Sapiens, so let's get back to it. What I'm saying before we end this video is that this new graphic version, hey, why are you here? This graphic version of the Sapiens book is a better way to understand the original Sapiens book. And so don't be fooled if you don't believe that this will be a graphic novel. If you don't like graphic novels, but you still want to learn about the Sapiens topic, then how about you check out the original Sapiens history book. Sapiens, a brief history of humankind. If you want to learn more about this, then read my video, then watch my video on it. And these two are a pretty good pair. And coming soon, Sapiens, Volume 2 of Graphic History, The Pillars of Civilization. Same format, but in a bluish color. Also a good companion to the original Sapiens book. Also, I will say, this one looks nicer next to it. That is the end of this hour episode. So, while I read away these extremely heavy books, and possibly another volume of this, let's just see how well we do in our world. See ya! So heavy. What are you still doing here? Go home! I said go home, or I'll smack you to pieces!